When was the last time you dug all the way to the bottom of your makeup drawer or reached all the way to the back of that basket that holds your palettes? Do you even know what's back there? I'm not sure I do, but today that's what we're doing. We are going to dive deep into my makeup inventory baskets and drawers and find the things that kind of got forgotten about. This is a collaboration with my good friend Erica Conger. If you haven't checked out her channel, I encourage you to do so after you watch this one. I'll have everything linked down below so you can find her easily. And I cannot wait to find out what she has rediscovered and if those things are in the back of the drawer because we don't like them or because we just forgot about them. So I'm going to take you along on the excavation and then we're going to put it on my face and see what I think about it. Come on. Okay, so I've got the camera turned around and this is the bookshelf that sits to my left when I'm filming, and most of my makeup is in these containers here. I do have a plastic cart. The only thing that has anything that I actually use regularly are the eyeshadow palettes in the top. The middle drawer is some backups and things like that, and the bottom drawer is my giveaway drawer. I also have a few things up on the counter. This little basket are face palettes and I use them all the time, so I'm actually not going to be reaching into that. And then these are my brow products and some eye primers and a few liquid eyeshadows. I feel like it's been forever since I filmed. I have been sick, in case you can't tell by my voice. I was waiting for my voice to come back, but it's been over a week and it's not back yet. So we're just going to have to go with it and hopefully it's not too distracting. Okay, so we're going to start in the order we put on makeup and let's go into primers. I actually have primers in both of these drawers, but we're just going to pick this one and I'm going to reach in all the way to the back and it is the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. Okay, I have a lot of primers, so they do get rotated to the back of the drawer. This is one that I know I love, but we're going to go ahead and use that today. After primer comes foundation, and my foundations are in these two baskets right here. I have lighter coverage here and medium to full coverage here. Been using a lot of the light coverage stuff, so we're going to go ahead and go to the back of this drawer and see what I find. And it is the L'Oreal True Match in N2. I really like this foundation. Haven't used it in a while. Obviously, I have a lot of foundation, so it's not surprising that it got shuffled to the back, and I forgot it was back there. After foundation comes concealer, and that's in this drawer here. So I'm going to take it out and set it here so that I can yes, I have a lot of concealers. There is no judgment here. We just accept and go on. So I'm going to take some of those out, and then I'm going to reach down to the bottom and grab one, and it is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I know a lot of people like this, and I used to like this a lot more than I do now, actually. I don't think that it gives as much coverage as I like, but for summertime, it's actually kind of nice. And now we're going to go for powder. I have powders in two places. I have them here, and these are the ones I use all the time, and I'm pretty good about rotating through and using different ones. But then I have some up here that I don't use as often. So we're going to go to the drawer and reach in the back and go to the bottom. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like this powder. Okay, but that's the way it goes. So we'll put that there. Okay, so next we're going to go into this drawer that is eyeshadow palettes, because they're in here because they're the ones I don't use very often. The ones that are up here, I reach for pretty regularly and I rotate through those pretty regularly. So the most unused ones are in here. And again, I'm going to let you see what I'm doing, but I am not going to look, and I'm going to pick one. Oh, the Vice palette. Looks like today we're going purple. Woohoo! Okay, so now that we're done with the eyeshadows, I am going to go to the blush and bronzer. I wanted to wait for blush until I had picked out my eyeshadow so that I knew if I needed the cool tone drawer or the warm tone drawer. And I'm going to pick out the cool tone drawer and bring that up here and reach into the very back and pull out this Makeup Geek Duo. I received this in friend mail, and not only have I not used it in a long time, I don't think I've used it ever. So we will use that one today. Bronzers are in these two drawers here, and I have been working really hard to use up my Milani Silky Matte Bronzer, so I haven't used anything in these drawers in quite a while, so we're going to go into this one. And there's not a lot, so they don't actually get buried. This came in friend mail from Leanna Dalton for my birthday, so I will use that one. So my highlighters are in this bin right here, and we're going to reach all the way to the back and pull out the e.l.f. Jelly Highlighter. This is kind of unwittingly becoming almost a full face of e.l.f., but not quite. Okay, so now I have all of the face products plus eyeshadow. We're going to need some eyeliner, and this one's going to be a little tougher because I'm afraid if I just pull one out, I might get something that doesn't match, but hey, you know what? Let's just do it. Okay, we'll use the gold one on the lower waterline. Surely that could work. And let's see if I can get something dark. That's the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof. I use it all the time. I love it, but I'm going to use that one anyway. And then Eyebrow Products. This one you're just going to have to trust me that I'm picking something that I don't use often, and that is this guy right here, this Essence Eyebrow Designer. I think I've used it once when I did a full face of Essence. Wasn't thrilled with it, so we're going to use it again. And if I'm not thrilled with it again, I'm going to get rid of it. And another item I haven't used recently is the Benefit Gimme Brow. I've been using this Essence Make Me Brow a whole lot more, and so let's use this one for the brows. And, oh, we need a setting spray. Let's go way to the back of the setting sprays. And looks like it's going to be LA Girl setting spray, Fix and Set. Mascara. The last thing I need is mascara, and my mascaras are in this drawer here. I'm going to reach to the back, and it is my Thrive Causmetics. I actually haven't used this in a long time. I really like it, but I haven't used it. I've been using other things. So I think that is a full face of makeup right there. And so let's get started putting it on my face. I already have my sunscreen on. I used the Michelle Dermaceuticals SPF 50 liquid sunshield that I have come to absolutely love. It goes on really nice. It leaves a nice finish on my skin, and sometimes I use it for my foundation. I'm going to shake this up well because it's been sitting back there for quite a long time. And you may know that the True Match does not come with a pump. This is a set of pumps that I got off of Amazon. If I can find the ones that I bought, I'll link those down below, or I will link something similar. Definitely makes it easier to use this foundation. And I really like this foundation, so I don't know why I quit using it. Let's see how it does. Okay, well, I think it might be a little bit empty, so we're going to take the stopper out, and I'm going to just put some on the back of my hand. Kind of dump a little out. And hopefully this won't be too light. I have a little color because of the summer, I think. But I'll sheer it out and it should be okay. And I was using my selfie stick for filming the picking out the products part. And therefore I did not have my microphone plugged in. So hopefully the sound will be okay on that. Oh, that was a lot on my nose. I just picked some up with the sponge rather than dabbing it on. I'm not sure that that worked out so well. I'll have to shear that out a little bit. I'll go back to using my fingers. Okay, well, I think that this might be a candidate to put into my Project Use Up the Dribs and Drabs basket because it is almost gone. I had an empty space for a product. I was trying to figure out what to put in there, and so I'm going to dump that one in there. Now I remember why I like using my palette instead of the back of my hand. It makes a mess. All right, let's do some concealer. So how is everybody doing? I hope that you are all doing okay. As I said earlier, I had been sick. Yes, I got COVID, and I'm doing fine now. It was just kind of 3 or 4 days of feeling yucky, fever, congestion, cough, that sort of thing. And then it went away. So doing fine now. Have a little bit of a lingering cough and this weirdness with my voice. And that's kind of it. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as my eye primer. I didn't pick out an eye primer because I really only have one, and that wouldn't be a very deep dive. And I'm just going to use the warmth of my finger to pat this in. Press it into all of those lines and wrinkles. And then take my e.l.f. concealer sponge and my 10X mirror and just press to remove any extra product so it's not settling in those wrinkles. I'm going to use the HD Under Eye Powder for under my eyes. And I just put a tiny little sprinkling on my palette. Grab a small fluffy brush. One more pat. And then just dab that in. And brush it away. I really do like this HD powder. It's a small container, so I think that's how it kind of got buried. And I just rediscovered it a couple days ago. So that's why I'm saying it's a candidate for this video. And then the powder that I'm going to use is this Corrective Yellow. So I don't even know why I bought this necessarily, but it is really, really yellow. So I'm going to use what's in the lid and just dab that on. It says pour powder here, so I will. And it did a nice job of mattifying and blurring. I mean, I think if I come in really close, I think it's done a great job of blurring my pores in there. So yeah, and it doesn't look yellow on my skin. And just because it's also supposed to help with neutralizing under the eye, and it did such a great job of blurring, I'm actually going to take just a tiny little bit of this and add to my under eye, even though I know I've already got powder there. It might end up making me look like a dry, creepy mess, but we'll see. Okay, that might have been a mistake because it does look a little dry under there. We'll have to see if I can rehydrate it a little bit with the setting mist when I get to that point. So next up is the Ciate bronzer. This is the Ciate Bamboo bronzer in Palm Island, and it's really pretty. It's super silky, and oops, I just swatched my watch. I got a new watch from Amazon. It's not anything fancy. It's just a fitness tracker. It wasn't super expensive. I just wanted something that would do sleep tracking steps, tell the time, and notify me of messages and things like that. I can use it as a speaker from my smartphone, and yeah, I just didn't want anything super expensive. So I'll link that down below too. Let's put on some bronzer. I'm going to use this Luxie brush that I got in an Ipsy and just kind of dab lightly. And I kind of blend my bronzer up. I use it sort of as bronzer contour at the same time. And technically contour is supposed to go in the hollow, and bronzer should sit on the high points of the face where you get sun, but I'm too lazy to use both. And so I just kind of put it wherever I want it. This is a little bit of a warmer tone, but it's not too warm for me, and it's not too dark. I think it's really pretty. So maybe this one shouldn't be stuck in the back of the drawer. And then for blush, we've got this Makeup Geek Duo, and let me see if I can see what these are. Ow. This one is Strawberry Cream, and this one is Shy Blush. And unfortunately, Makeup Geek is also another company that is not around anymore. So if you already have these, great, but if you don't, then I'm sorry that you won't be able to get them. And I'm going to use the strawberry one. And just put that on the high points of my cheeks and blend back and up. And where I first deposited it, it's pretty bright. So I'm going to come in with my sponge, and where it has that foundation on it still, I'm just going to kind of blend out those edges, especially in the front where I got it a little intense. There. And sometimes I kind of like bringing it just a little bit over the bridge of my nose. Brings a little color to the center of the face and it looks like you've been out in the sun just a little bit. Then we're going to go in with this Jelly Much highlighter. And yes, I do not use this very often. I find it a little bit difficult to know exactly how much to put on and all of that. It does have this jelly texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. And I know I have way more than I possibly need. And then I'm going to take my stippling brush and just kind of dab into it and put it on that way and see if I can spread it out a little and then use my finger to blend. And if that doesn't work, I'll try something different. But I really don't want a ton of this because it is pretty beaming. And I don't remember how quickly it dries down. Oh, that's pretty. And then again, I can take that same sponge. Okay, so that worked pretty good. I'm gonna do it that way again over here. And then a little on my finger to blend it around and fill it in. Take it up. And then the sponge before it all dries. Oh, I like that. Well, I think the jelly highlighter needs to come to the front of the drawer. What do you guys think? My hand is very shiny. Alrighty then, let's put on some eyebrows before... Oh, I need to sharpen this. Let's put on some eyebrows before we put on the eye makeup so that we have a nice frame to work with. And I will just start here in the inner corner and draw some little... I have absolutely no brow hair on this right eye in any further in than this. So I have to draw all that in because you really want your brow to start kind of here at the inside of your nose and eye. So I just draw it on. And because it's not very interesting to watch somebody put on their eyebrows, I will either speed through it or edit it out and be back with you in a moment. Okay, so then the other thing about it is it has this little brush instead of a spoolie, and so I'm going to go ahead and use that. I much prefer a spoolie. The color is actually really nice. It's a very cool tone, ashy blonde. The color is 04 Blonde, so if you need kind of a taupey, ashy blonde, it's not bad. And actually the formula is different than I remembered. So we'll have to see how well this lasts. Maybe that was the issue, that it didn't stay on, but it actually went on pretty quickly. It's not something that you're going to get a precision brow with. It's just a normal pencil, so you're not going to get little hair-like strokes like you would with a micro brow or something like that. But yeah, if you just want to draw on your brows and get on your way, it's not bad. And we've got the Gimme Brow. This is color 4, and I am going to use my 10X so that I can see better what I'm doing. This one I kind of put on against the direction of the hair growth first, just to get it on there. And I almost always make a mess and have to clean it up. So then I just grab a Q-tip and clean up the edges. And I also use it to help them kind of go the way they're supposed to go. So do the other side, be right back. By the way, a tip for grooming your eyebrows, if you have really blonde hair and they're hard to see, is take a brow gel like this and just put it everywhere that you have hair and they'll all show up. You can take your tweezers, get them out, and then you know that you've gotten all those stray little ones because you made them show up first. All right, we are going to put eyes on with this Vice palette. This is from Face Candy, and they don't exist anymore. I've had this for 3 years, so it might be one that's kind of getting to the end of its life, but it's really pretty, and so we're going to just see what we can do with that. I think I'm going to use a mixture of this and this in my transition because I want it to be kind of purple, but also kind of neutral. And this is a little dark. So let's mix those two and see what we come up with. So what can I tell you about my friend Erica? As I said in the beginning, this is a collaboration, and I haven't even mentioned Erica yet. I'm sorry, dear. Ooh. That might have been a bad choice. No, I think it's okay. It got really it was a little bit scary gray. So my good friend Erica is an amazing person. We've done one collaboration together already, and it was so much fun. We did a Welcome to Spring collab, and I will link that down below. We each chose a picture of some flowers and used that as inspiration to create a spring look. I'm actually going straight into Miami. That's that lighter purple because I want to lighten this up some. It's a little more taupe than I intended it to be. And so we'll just fix it. She is not afraid to use color, and she does beautiful, amazing, well-blended eye looks all the time. And sometimes, not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared when she gets going with those colors and then she's done and it's like, wow, how did you do that? But even more than great makeup skills, she's just a really kind person and she's a great friend. When I was sick, she randomly would just message me to see how I was doing, and we had actually planned to do this collaboration and have it live a week ago. She's been so patient, waiting for me to be well enough to film and postponing the date and just, whatever I need. She's been wonderful. So thank you, dear friend Erica. So as far as a matte goes, there's really nothing between this really light and then this really dark. So we're going to go into this dark, but I'm going to see if I can do it kind of lightly and not get it too intense too quickly. And I'm going to use my palette to tap off some of the excess. So Erica has a new grandbaby, and he is the most beautiful little boy. She posts pictures of him on her Instagram, and he's just smiley and adorable. And she is just rocking that whole grandma thing. She's such a great storyteller that it's really entertaining to listen to her talk while she puts on makeup. I have a really hard time talking about something and keeping my train of thought while I'm doing makeup. You don't always see that I have trouble with it because I edit some of the stumbles out. Okay, this is really pretty. This purple is just really nice. And I have a feeling I'm going to have some fallout that I'm going to have to fix, but we'll take care of that. I'm actually surprised by the size of the divots in some of these colors. I don't remember using it that much, but when I first got it, I only had about 5 palettes, and so I guess I did use it more than I remember. And they're still performing really well, so this might have to... what happened is I got the Juvia's Place Violets palette, and I think this one got pushed to the back because the Juvia's Place Violets is so good. Also, I'll give you a quick side-by-side. So there, I have used these in tandem before. This one has this really pretty inner corner shadow there, but yeah. But regardless, if you don't have this palette and you want to do a purple eye look, you can still follow what I'm doing with this by using the lighter purple and then the darker purple. And now we're going to go into this middle purple here. This one is called Kingpin. And I'm going to put it, oh, look at that. I'm going to put it on my finger. I'm going to dab that onto the outer and middle portion of my lid. That's really pretty. I'm going to use my pinky finger and go into the keys right there. I'm going to use that on the inner portion of my lid and blend it together. If you have not yet seen Erica's videos, you need to make sure to go check her out and tell her Tina sent you. I'm going to use this is an Eco Tools brush, and I'm going to use the denser end of this and use that to deepen up just a little bit on this outer corner. This outer V, outer 7 area. And I am going to take my makeup wipe and I'm going to clean up here. And yes, that means we're going to have to redo my concealer right there. But it did kind of get down lower than I wanted to. And you can see how when the eyeshadow gets down into this area down here, it makes the eye pull down more. So we're just going to fix that. Like that. And now we will take this. I'm just going to take a little on my finger and just pat it along where I just removed the coverage there. And it will also help brighten up that outer edge a little bit more. Didn't put any more powder on my brush, just used what was there. And I'm going to go back into Miami here with my fluffy brush and just brighten up the top edge of this a little bit. And blend. Just to help blend that edge so there's not a sharp mark of distinction there. I'm going to use a flat shader brush and pick up a little of that dark purple and stamp it underneath the lower lash line. Just on the outer half, and to connect what's happening up here with the lower lash line. So I don't know if you all know or not, but I do have an Instagram. It is at Tina H Beautiful Journey, and I also have a Facebook page, Tina H Beautiful Journey. Right now on Facebook, I kind of just use it as a place to announce when I put up a new video, but I'd like it to become more than that. So if you want to go over there and join and start a conversation, share a makeup look, or ask questions, I would love to engage with you more over there, especially because I don't have 500 subscribers yet, which means I don't have a community tab here on YouTube. And so it's really difficult to communicate with you guys. And that's one of my favorite parts of being here on YouTube, is getting to know so many amazing people. So come on over on Facebook and say hi. All right, we're going to tightline with this Breakup Proof. And I do have a tightlining for beginners video that I just put up not too long ago. We'll link that down below. If you are not a fan of tightlining or you're not comfortable with it, hopefully you can get some pointers in that video that will help you become more comfortable with it. And then, if you remember, I picked out that gold one for the lower waterline. And, you know, a silver might have been better, or a lavender or a pink, but this is going to be just fine. I just really like using a brighter color on the lower waterline because I think it opens up the eyes and makes you look more awake. I'm going to curl my lashes. Be right back. So for mascara, I picked out the Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions. This is a tubing mascara. What that means is it coats your lashes in a little tube-like structure, and when you go to take them off at night, if you just use warm water, it will break the adhesion of that tube to your lash and it just kind of flakes off. So it stays on, it doesn't smudge or flake, and it removes easily, which is kind of nice. However, it is a little expensive, and so like most people, I am looking for an alternative. And mascaras that people say are tubing, I have not found to be exactly the same. The Maybelline Sky High I didn't really like, and others that have said tubing aren't. So I haven't found one yet. Coat number 2. I do not recall having this problem before with it though. It's kind of dropped down on my face while I'm putting it on, which is weird. And I will just let those dry because then I'll be able to flick them away. If I try to do it now, it's going to smear all over my face. And something I didn't pick earlier was a lip liner, lipstick, and lip gloss. So I'm going to go grab those and I'll be right back. Okay, so again, you're just going to have to trust me that I really did pick things that I haven't used in a really long time, because where I have my lipstick stored right now is not presentable to the general public. It's kind of a mess and it needs to be decluttered. But I'm going to use this To the Beautiful You. This came in a set of like 12 lip liners that was not very expensive on Amazon. And sometimes I like them and sometimes I don't. And I don't know if it's the color that is the difference or if it's just my mood for the day. This is color 08. They don't have names, they just have numbers, and it's just a cool toned pink. Okay, it's not too bad. It could be a little creamier, but it's really not bad, and it's a beautiful color. I might have to pull this one to the front because I kind of like it. And then something that I haven't used in a really long time is this e.l.f. Liquid Matte Lipstick. It is a little bit darker color, but I think it'll be kind of pretty with these eyes. So we're going to try that. Very cool tone, mauve-y plum kind of color. The e.l.f. Matte Liquid Lipstick is a good liquid lipstick. Can be a little drying. Does set down, lasts a long time, and I almost always put a gloss over it, which is going to affect the wear time. Let me get these bangs down. They don't need to be up right now. It is going to affect the wear time. Like I was saying, you won't get as much out of it if you put a gloss over it as you would if you left it. But for me, it's more comfortable, and therefore it's worth the trade-off. And then the gloss that I'm going to use is this Diamond Lip Gloss from AOA Shop Miss A. And I used it when I got it, and then I kind of forgot about it. But it's a really pretty pink, sparkly gloss. So let's see what it does. Oh. Okay, the diamond sparkle thing is definitely a thing. It does have some glitter in it. And wow, does it shine. Not sure if I'm liking the glitter particles in it, but it does look pretty with my eyes. So how about you? Are you up to the challenge of excavating your makeup drawers and seeing what you come up with? I actually think that I like most of these products. Let me look here again. Okay, I just realized, I'm so silly. I just realized I completely forgot to use the primer. So we have no primer on our face today. We just started with foundation. And if you caught that way back at the beginning, good on you. But I just now realized it when I was looking over the products I was supposed to use. I'll use that one in an upcoming video and let you know. I know that I like it, and you can tell by how much I've used that I like it. So I don't think that my results are going to be skewed too bad. And I do have a setting mist. Lately I've been forgetting to put on setting mist. I don't even know who I am. I always used to put on a setting mist. Now I forget more often than I remember. All right, here we go. Let me check this. Okay. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get drowned with the mister. It's actually not bad. It's a little bit heavier mist than I would prefer. But I'm going to take my sponge and just kind of press it in. And I'm going to actually put a little bit on my sponge because remember I said I wanted to kind of rehydrate under my eyes just a little bit so they didn't look quite so dry and deserty. And I think that that's better. So I would say that this was a successful collaboration with my good friend Erica. As I said, I can't wait to see what products she has unearthed that she hasn't used in a while, and if she likes them and is going to keep them and use them more. I am going to make sure that these don't get buried at the bottom of the drawer again. The only one that is still kind of a consideration to be put on the chopping block is this guy. And only because I have other eyebrow products that I like so much better than this. But I really do think my eyebrows look nice today. So maybe not. Maybe I'll keep them in there and keep using it. I think it would work really well with a micro brow that's just slightly darker. And you can get the color down with this one and then go in with the little micro brow and draw those hairs in and they'll show up against it. But it would be really quick to just get the base brow down and then add a couple with the micro brow. So I might try that next time. And the diamond gloss is super pretty, but I'm not sure if it's an everyday kind of gloss. It might be more a special occasion gloss, but you know what? If you like to sparkle and shine, this is perfect. It is not sticky. It's very comfortable, and it's really pretty. So, you know, I may keep it because there are times I do want to shine a little bit more than others, and that's okay. I mentioned a couple of videos as we went along, and I'm going to link a couple here, so if you want to keep watching, you can. Otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.